Hey everyone, it's Mari here for Mari Clark Creations. Thank you so much for joining me today here on my YouTube channel. I am going to be creating a card for you today using a bunch of products from scrapbook.com. Scrapbook.com did send me these products and I wanted to share them with you today in a project. So they have their very own craft glue now called Artis Craft Glue. This is just a really great basic all-purpose craft glue. I really love it. You can purchase a separate set of the tips if you want an extra set. And the tips do include a fine tip, an ultra fine tip, a storage tip. There's also a pin that comes with the set of tips that fits into the ultrafine tip, and it allows you to close off the glue top while you're not using it. So really love this glue. I am going to be using this in my process today, and this is the kind of like the basic top that comes on the glue, and then you can just pop that off. And I'm just going to show you here fitting that ultra fine tip onto the top of the bottle here. Just screws on. And you can, if you want the green fine tip, you can just take that ultra fine tip out of the top and slip the other tip in instead. But here you can just see how the ultra fine tip just leaves a really nice fine line of glue. And it is really great for just all kinds of crafting. So there's the fine tip as well, that green one. I'm also working on the scrapbook.com mixed media mat today. This is the large one, so it's about 20 by 15 inches. I'm going to be using some of the A2 size dies as well, the Thanks die and the Mosaic die. And I'm also going to be using this gorgeous Berry Sweet 8x6 paper pad. This is just so awesome. I love it. The paper is 230 GSM. You get 5 sheets of each of the patterns in the pad for a total of 40 sheets. And it's gorgeous. It's double-sided. The patterns are all super pretty. Just a really nice summery paper pad, but really you could use this for all throughout the year. Just love that floral. It's gorgeous. Love this black and white plaid. Gorgeous patterns. And I am probably going to want to hoard this because it is so gorgeous, but I hope that I don't, because I just want to use it. It's just really beautiful. So look at that. So pretty. I think the patterns are really unique, and I love that there's some solids in this pad as well. So you're going to see how I use this paper pad today for creating a shaker card. So I'm going to start off here with this really pretty green plaid, and I'm going to cut this down to an A2 size card. And so my card base is a side folding landscape. So a side folding landscape, a little bit different. And I am going to adhere this plaid paper down to start off with my Artis glue. And I just love how easy it is to get a really fine bead of glue. So usually when I'm gluing patterned paper onto my card bases, I don't want too much glue, just like a little tiny bit does the job. And the applicator here was just perfect for that. And you can just see here how nicely that's going to adhere onto my card base. Now I'm going to take the Mosaic die, and both of these dies that I'm using, the Mosaic die and the Thanks die, are for an A2 size. And I'm going to trim this out a few different times. I'm going to trim it from this really pretty bright green, but I'm also going to trim it out with my Gemini 2 from some white cardstock a couple times as well. So this is just going to fit really nice on the smaller Gemini 2 plates. I'll just use a little bit of tape there to tape that down and run that through my Gemini 2. And I'm going to get a really nice cut. The Gemini 2 has the best cutting pressure of any die cutting machine I've ever used. It is amazing. I will link up to the Gemini 2 in the description box as well, so you can check that out. I'm just going to use my Honeybee craft pick here to get that out of the die, and you can just see how beautiful that cut. And like I said, I did cut this twice from white cardstock as well, and I'm just going to adhere all of these different layers together with that green on top, and that green is just going to coordinate so nicely with that green plaid that I've already adhered onto my card base. So I'm just going to glue these together. I just put the Artis glue on the perimeter edges of the white cardstock, and I'm just going to make this really nice and solid and a really beautiful firm die cut piece by layering this up in this way. Again, I'm going to go in with my Artis glue, again, just around the perimeter mostly. I think I put a couple of dots in some of the center areas as well. And now I'll just adhere that beautiful green paper over top. And I love the color of green that this is. It coordinates so nicely with yellow, with pink, and that's the coordinating color that I'm going to use today with the green. So I'm just going to make sure that that is adhered nicely. And I will go ahead and get that adhered onto my card base as well. Again, just using that glue in the perimeter or on the perimeter. And you can just see how great this ultra fine tip is for all of these tiny little areas. It just works super, super well. So I'm very impressed with this glue. If you're looking for a really great craft glue, I would highly recommend this one. It just works really well. And so now you can just see how nice that looks. And I've die cut out that thanks die as well. I'm coordinating that, like I said, the pink with the little daisy. So this is actually on the opposite side of that green plaid. And I've cut that out once from that pink floral paper. And I'm going to adhere it on 2 layers of the white cardstock. And like I said before, just achieving that really nice solid result when you glue 2 or 3 or 4 layers of paper together, especially when some of it is a heavier white cardstock. So the white cardstock that I'm using here, I believe is 100 pound, and it's just a really nice, going to give me a really nice result with the thickness of these pieces. So just using that ultra fine tip and getting that all glued together. This is just going to layer nicely over top, and now I'm going to have that really great topper for my project. I'm taking some acetate, and this is just some clear acetate from my stash. I'm going to go ahead and add that onto the thanks, again, using my Artis glue, and this is just going to go on the back, and this is going to form the one portion of my shaker element here. I'm going to also adhere some foam tape on the back. These are foam strips, and they're fairly thick. So I don't have to add more than 1 layer of foam strips here, just the one will do. And that's going to give some nice room for my shaker elements to shake around on the inside of my shaker. Now, you can use whatever sequins or shaker bits you have for your shaker card if you're going to try this. I'm going to be using some Picket Fence Studio shaker bits, and if you are not aware, Picket Fence Studio has absolutely gorgeous sequin mixes and shaker mixes, and I will link up to those at scrapbook.com. You're definitely going to want to check those out because they are absolutely fantastic and they have such a great variety. So I just put those onto the card base in the center. I did also adhere some acetate over top of that mosaic green paper as well, because it's got those little kind of spaces in them. I didn't want the sequins to get stuck. So now I've got that all adhered together. I'm actually using my Pops of Color from scrapbook.com in Coral Sunset, just to add a little bit of dimension to the centers of those sweet little daisy flowers. And I think that just looks super cute, and it just adds that little extra pop. The coral looks really pretty with the pink and the green, and that is going to be my finishing element for my project. I really enjoyed creating this sweet little shaker card for you here today, and I just want to give a shout out again to scrapbook.com for all of these amazing products. Make sure you check them out. Like I said, I did link up to everything in the description box below the video in the Show More section. Have an amazing day, friends. I hope to see you again soon. Take care, stay well, and have an amazing day. Bye-bye.